The distress signal pierced through the void of space, like a dying star's last gasp. Pamela stood on the bridge of the UNSC Retribution, her fingers dancing across the holographic display as she analyzed the encrypted message. The young communications officer's brown eyes narrowed as the translation matrix decoded the alien script. "Captain Eric, you need to see this," she said, her voice tight with urgency. Eric moved from his command chair with the fluid grace of someone who'd spent half his life in variable gravity. At 32, he was young for a starship captain, but the scars on his jaw and the steel in his gray eyes told stories of battles that had earned him the position. "What have we got, Pamela?" "It's a Calarian distress beacon. Their colony on Theta 7 is under attack by the Vraxim Collective." She paused, her jaw clenching. "They're requesting immediate assistance. ETA of enemy reinforcements is 4 hours. The bridge fell silent. Everyone knew the Calarians, a peaceful species of four-armed philosophers who'd extended the hand of friendship to humanity when others had scorned them as Deathworlders, primitives from a savage planet where everything tried to kill you. Eric's decision took exactly 3 seconds. "Set course for Theta 7. Maximum burn. Battle stations." The Retribution lurched as its fusion engines flared to full power, hurtling through space at velocities that would have liquefied most other species. Humans, bred in Earth's crushing gravity and evolutionary crucible, merely felt the familiar weight of combat acceleration. "Sir," Lieutenant Hayes called from Tactical, "we're outnumbered. Intelligence shows at least 7 Vraxim warships in the system. We're 1 destroyer." Eric's smile was cold. "They're not facing a destroyer, Lieutenant. They're facing humans. Prepare the kinetic artillery, load tungsten penetrators, and someone wake up Sergeant Morrison's Marines. Tell them to gear up for boarding action." Pamela continued monitoring communications, her second screen tracking the Calarian SOS as it grew more desperate. She could hear the terror in their transmissions, their elegant language dissolving into pleas for their children's lives. Her hands trembled slightly, but her voice remained steady. "Captain, we're receiving updated tactical data from the Calarian Defense Force. The Vraxim are using the colonists as shields. They've herded them into the main habitat domes." "Of course they are," Eric muttered. The Vraxim were accomplished strategists who'd conquered 17 systems by understanding their enemies' weaknesses. They knew most species valued life too highly to risk collateral damage. They'd never fought humans before. "Pamela, open a channel to the Vraxim fleet. Let's see if we can reason with them first." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing the insectoid features of a Vraxim war leader, its mandibles clicking with what their translation software interpreted as amusement. "Deathworlder vessel, you are outmatched. Flee, and we will allow you to live. Interfere, and we will add your ship to our collection." Eric leaned forward, his expression unchanging. "This is Captain Eric Chen of the United Nations Space Command. You are holding citizens of a species under human protection. Release them immediately, or face the consequences." The Vraxim's laughter rattled through the speakers. "Consequences? From 1 ship? Your bravado is—" Eric cut the transmission. "Pamela, how long until we're in range?" 90 seconds, sir." "Good. Tactical, I want firing solutions on all 7 ships. Prioritize the troop carriers. We're not letting them evacuate with hostages." What happened next would be studied in military academies across the galaxy for generations. The Retribution didn't slow down. Instead, it accelerated, performing a maneuver that violated every known principle of safe space combat. Eric ordered a gravity-assist slingshot around Theta 7's moon, using the satellite's mass to achieve velocities that pushed the ship's inertial dampeners to their absolute limits. The crew gritted their teeth against the 8G acceleration. Pamela felt blood vessels burst in her eyes as she maintained her station, her fingers never leaving the communications array. She broadcast the Calarian evacuation codes, coordinated with their defense forces, and painted targeting data, all while her body screamed in protest. The Vraxim fleet barely had time to react. Tungsten penetrators, accelerated to relativistic speeds, tore through the enemy ships like bullets through paper. The kinetic energy released by the impacts turned 3 Vraxim cruisers into expanding clouds of superheated plasma. The remaining ships scattered, their formation broken. But Eric wasn't done. "Take us in close. Prepare boarding pods." The Retribution screamed into the heart of the enemy formation, its point defense lasers creating a web of destruction that shredded incoming missiles. Pamela watched her sensors as 20 boarding pods launched from their ship's flanks, each containing 6 Marines in powered armor. The Marines, humanity's finest warriors, trained in Earth's unforgiving environments, hit the Vraxim ships like hammers. Sergeant Morrison's voice crackled over the combat channel as his team breached the flagship's hull. "Contact! Engaging hostiles! These bugs picked the wrong species to mess with!" Pamela coordinated the assault, feeding intelligence to the boarding teams while managing damage control as the Retribution took hits. A Vraxim plasma torpedo punched through their port shields, and she felt the deck shudder beneath her feet. "Shields at 40%, she reported, her voice calm despite the chaos. "But Morrison's team has secured the hostage compartment on the flagship. The Calarians are safe." Eric nodded grimly. "Tell him to extract. We're not losing people today." The battle lasted 17 minutes, an eternity in modern space combat. When it ended, 5 Vraxim ships were destroyed, 1 was crippled and surrendering, and the last had fled into hyperspace. The Retribution was battered but intact, its crew bloodied but unbowed. As the rescued Calarians were transported to safety, their leader appeared on the view screen, all 4 arms pressed to its chest in a gesture of profound gratitude. "Captain Eric, Officer Pamela, your people, you risked everything for us. We knew humans were formidable. But this," the Calarian's voice trembled, "this is why the galaxy fears Deathworlders." Eric shared a glance with Pamela. And something passed between them. The understanding of people who'd stared into the abyss together and survived. "With respect," Eric said quietly, "they shouldn't fear us. They should fear what happens when they threaten those we've sworn to protect." The Vraxim wanted a lesson in human nature. Today, they learned. Pamela allowed herself a small smile as she began composing the after-action report. The galaxy had learned something too. Humanity didn't just survive on a death world, they thrived there, and heaven help anyone who forgot it.